Well, hello there! Welcome back to N25 Event Summaries. After a considerable absence from Night Court Focus events, we are finally back to some much-needed angst. I am beyond excited to bring the one, the only, Unreliable Notes to you all today. Unreliable Notes isn't an earth-shattering event by any means, but it definitely has a special place in my heart. The event ran on the JP server from March 20th through the 28th, 2025, and is Kanade's 5th Focus event. If you're watching this video when it comes out, the event is currently ongoing on every other server. As you might have been able to guess, the commission song for Unreliable Notes is DNA, aka my favorite Kanade commission and well within the top 3 of my favorite Night Court commissions overall. Words cannot describe how much I love DNA. I'm instantly transported back to the time I first heard it whenever that intro plays. Ugh, it's just so good! Kanade commissions are always peak. It's been a while since we've had some Kanade angst, so let's go get our fill, shall we? Now that the Mizu 5 NA5 angst combo has been resolved, it's back to business as usual for N25. Kanade's newest demo seems to be a step above her other ones, but Kanade is still thinking about her ultimate goal of saving Mafuyu. She's talked with her father, but aside from that, no other progress has been made. Maybe, if she can figure out the thought process behind Mafuyu's reactions to her songs, Kanade can make something more suited for her. Like, what exactly does Mafuyu mean when she says a song is warm? I've always wondered that too. Mafuyu compares the warmth she feels when she listens to Kanade's music to the time when her mother cared for her when she was sick as a child. That feeling of being taken care of, and feeling completely safe, warm, and happy. In that case, Kanade says she'll try making a new song with that image in mind. She zeroes in on the apple Mafuyu's mother cut into slices shaped like bunnies. Two of Mafuyu's symbols, apples and bunnies. In the darkness of the Asahina household, Mafuyu's mother contemplates her actions and the information Mafuyu's father has been relaying to her. If the truth is that Mafuyu doesn't want to become a doctor, was her behavior wrong? Nah, that can't be, because Mafumam is Mafumam and she cannot believe that she has ever been in the wrong before. Not ever. Kanade visits her father in the hospital the next day. He seems to be doing well, they even talked for a little bit. But while she's walking home, Rin comes to check on Kanade and ask her about the progress on the song. In truth, Kanade is struggling with this one. The image of Mafumam as a loving mother just isn't clicking. I don't blame you, girl, it doesn't really click for me either. But she was capable of displaying that sort of warmth at one point in her life, if Mafuyu's memories are true. Unexpectedly, Mafuyu's father spots Kanade across the street and comes over to greet her. He asks about how Mafuyu is doing, really and truly, since he knows there are things she won't ever say to him directly. He doesn't push Kanade into answering completely, just within reason. Kanade says the obvious. Mafuyu has calmed down a lot lately. She still gets sad, and it's clear to see when that happens, but anxiety and pressure aren't her default states anymore. Kanade tells Mafuyu's dad about her plans to make a song for her, conveniently leaving out the fact that she's already made dozens of songs for Mafuyu's sake. Mafu's dad thanks Kanade for all of her efforts, wishing he could do something for her in return. Though actually, hearing another perspective on what Mafuyu's mother is like might help Kanade make progress on her song. She asks Mafu's dad to tell her more about his wife. The two of them go to a small cafe to talk, and Kanade doesn't waste any time in telling Mafu's dad about her motives for asking him such a question. From Mafu's dad's perspective, his wife was the kind of person to sacrifice everything for their daughter. She wanted to let Mafuyu do anything she wanted, if the things Mafuyu wanted were beneficial to her. That doesn't seem very sacrificial to me. However, Mafu's dad is reminded of a few memories where his wife would stay up late researching topics at a history museum, so if Mafuyu had questions when they went the following day, she could answer them. Or memories of her teaching Mafuyu how to make lunches, and the sight of the one his daughter made for him. This was all when Mafuyu was very young, though, of course. There is one more thing that sticks out to Mafu's dad, though. When Mafuyu was still a baby, her first fever was really, really high, and that made Mafumam really scared. A bunch of unlucky roadblocks happened when they were trying to get Mafuyu to the hospital, like heavy snowfall, their car being difficult, and so on. It seems a sudden, fierce desperation took over Mafumam for a bit, and only when Mafuyu was okay again did she return to being the wife Mafu's dad recognized. Well, even after all of that, Kanade still can't shake the cold impression she has of Mafumam. She does ask about how Mafumam is doing, considering, According to Mafudad, she's locked herself away in the dark since Mafu ran away, alone. Kanade seems surprised by this. She thanks Mafudad for his time, and the two part ways. Mr. Asahina comes home to a completely dark house. He starts to talk with his wife about making dinner, and then offhandedly mentions talking with Kanade. Mafumam perks up at that. Basically, Mafudad just relays all of the information he learned from Kanade, especially about how Mafu's memories of the time her mother fed her apples when she was sick are still central in her heart. That definitely gets through to Mafumam. There's a lot of back and forth here, but it's nothing new, really. Mafumam is still coming to terms with the fact that she was in the wrong, and that Kanade might be right. Kanade is a good friend to Mafu, even though in her mother's eyes, Mafu only started rebelling after meeting Kanade. Well, a whole year after meeting Kanade, but whatever. Mafudad is really on his daughter's side, but it's not like he's against his wife, He knows Mafu has changed quite a bit, and was initially shocked by it, but he knows she's still their daughter at the end of the day. Mafudad reminisces about the day Mafu was born, and how they both wished for her to be a happy, kind child. Mafumam breaks down into tears. The song still isn't going so well. Despite her best efforts, the cold, harsh reality of Mafumam as she acts now completely overshadows what everyone else has told Kanade. She plays a demo for Mafu, and all that she says is, "It's a good song." Kanade sighs, thanks Mafu, and says she'll try again. Kanade thought that by using memories of her own mother as her guide, she could achieve a similar feeling, but the relationship Kanade had with her mother is too different compared to the one Mafu has with hers. So she'll try again. And again, and again. Several days pass with no forward progress and one very frustrated Kanade. Nothing she's doing is even remotely close to correct, and no matter how many times she changes something, it's to no avail. Kanade clutches at her head but shakes away the blurriness in her eyes. She can't stop here. Mafu enters the room and begs Kanade to eat something. Kanade brushes her off. Several more days go by. Mafudad is here for his weekly visit, and Kanade isn't present while he and Mafu talk. Just before he leaves, Mr. Asahina decides to at least tell Kanade that he's leaving. He knocks on the door, and a loud thud sounds from inside before Kanade shakily opens the door. She looks terrible, a sickly pallor coloring her skin. Kanade chalks it up to being sleep-deprived, so Mafudad tells his daughter to force Kanade to get some rest. Mafu dutifully obliges. But Kanade can't sleep, not yet. She goes right back to composing as soon as Mafu closes the door. Rin tries to check on her, but Kanade doesn't even notice that she's there. Enna, Musique, and Mafu are the only ones who have been logging on to Nightcord these past few weeks. Kanade is just holed up in her room. But she must be mostly okay since Mafu is there to help? Well, in truth, Mafu doesn't know. Everything she tells Kanade goes in one ear and right out the other. She thinks Kanade must be eating at least, but it probably isn't much. This seems like a really bad slump for Kanade. Enna comments that this is the worst it's been in a long time, and it was also sudden too. Rin reports her findings, but as she's doing so, a sudden, loud thud sounds from Mafu's microphone. She and Rin rush off in search of their composer. Kanade dreams of Mafu's mother coming to take Mafu away. She knows what's best, after all. She is Mafu's mother.
Oh. ダメだよ、真冬。そっちに行ったらダメ。真冬。
Rin's voice startles Kanade awake, and Mafu bursts through the door not a second later. She sees Kanade on the floor and tells her not to move. Mafu looks so expressive. You can clearly see the worry and the anger on her face, whereas a few months ago, Mafu might have looked at a scene like this with a completely blank expression. Enna and Musique offer their concerns through the Nightcord call on Mafu's phone, as Rin watches from her spot on Kanade's phone. Once Kanade gives verbal confirmation that she's okay, Mafu goes to make her some food, and that's after about 1,000 apologies from Kanade. Mizuena and Rin get Kanade to talk about her issues with the song while Mafu is in the kitchen. She tells the three of them about her inability to see Mafumam as a caring person and about the dream she had briefly. That dream only solidified things. There's no way a story or two will be able to overshadow the coldness she felt from that woman. Enna and Musique think Kanade's feelings are completely normal, but that still doesn't solve the issue at hand here. What if Kanade tried seeing Mafu's perspective with her own eyes? Maybe, if she's able to learn more about Mafumam and the reasoning behind her decisions, she can overcome her initial impressions and pull herself out of this slump. So she just needs to contact Mafu's mother, and Enna tells Kanade to stop working and actually go to sleep for once, and Kanade resists. Okay, Enna, bring out the big guns, get Mafu in here. And she does. Enna yells loud enough for Mafu to hear through the door. Kanade is immediately scolded, and she also immediately folds to Mafu's serious voice.
真冬、ごめんね。
何が？
ちゃんと作れなくて。もっと知ろうと思う。真冬と真冬のお母さんのことを。そうしたら温かさをつかめたらきっと作れるから。だからもう少しだけ待っててほしい。
カナデ。私も。私も知りたい。怖いけど、それでも私の思ってることが本当なのかどうか。
真冬、一緒に確かめよう。
It seems that both Mafu and her father have come to the same conclusion. It might be time for her and her mother to have a conversation. The high emotions from Engeki have died down now, and Mafu thinks his wife will be able to have a level-headed conversation. He even hands over a scarf that Mafu's mother knitted for her just recently as a gift. Mafu is still very nervous. However, she doesn't want Kanade to continue destroying herself for her sake. So Mafu needs to move forward as well. She agrees to talk with her mother on the condition that Kanade is present as well. Kanade will do what she can to support her lyricist and to learn more about her mother. To you, within the mirror, I wish that my sound will warm your frozen self. DAREKA no NAKA no ANATA wa... Oh, hello! I got a little carried away listening to DNA again. That wraps up everything for Unreliable Notes. After covering VBS for so long, getting back into the night chord groove of things was a little disheartening. Maybe this event was just a downer. And yeah, it kinda was. A lot of anger though, goodness. I've never seen Kanade so frustrated. It's a little uncanny. I'm sure that conversation with Mafumam is going to go super well too. Yeah, what could go wrong? We have DNA to tide us over in the meantime. Okay, I know I keep finding ways to slide DNA into the conversation. I just love this song so much. I have to talk about it. Truly, Kanade always outdoes herself. Go listen to DNA, my wonderful viewers. I promise you won't regret it. It'll be another month or so before we get back to night chord, so I'll see you all again when the clock hands start ticking. Until then,